My name is Tricia Berg. I currently work in corporate America. I'm a mom of 2 girls, and I am working on exploring my dreams of what really fulfills me. That's been my big focus lately. Not just being a mom or not just being a 9-to-5 worker. What do I want to be? To be determined.
My name is Wendi. I have known Sarah since high school. So almost 25 years. I consider her a sister. I worked in law enforcement for 12 years. So I was really shut off from the world and really in depth in negativity and animosity and turmoil with myself and learning how to separate jail life from real life. I stepped away from it, and now I'm learning and growing each day, trying to decide who I want to be. I'm a cancer survivor, and learning not to take survivor and being somebody who had cancer as my sole identity.
My name's Anita. A little bit about me, I'm married. I've been with my husband for 26 years, but married only 6 of those years. I have 3 stepchildren, 1 biological child and 1 adopted child. She's actually my granddaughter, and we adopted her 6 years ago. I'm retired, which is amazing. So I'm retired and I'm trying to settle into retirement. It looks a little different because I have a 13-year-old. So our dream of retirement looks a little bit different now, but I homeschool, which is new to both of us. So we're trying to figure that out. I love to macrame and make things in my spare time, be creative that way.
My name's Morgan. A little bit about me. I'm married. We have a daughter, and we are just actively trying to live our best life possible, spend as much time together, and have fun while we're doing it.
So what was life like before UpLevel?
I had been with my daughter's dad for about 10 years, 10, 11 years. Just engaged, never made that leap of actually getting married. Found out he was struggling with addiction. And I really had to find my own journey of deciding that it was okay to separate from the relationship than staying with him for my girls. And so I was already growing in a lot of ways. I had already left that relationship and had found and discovered a lot within me. I had heard of Sarah through different connections. I just felt like drawn to her. And she told me that she was gonna do a class. I had a coach that I was working with, and I told her about it, and she was like, yeah, I took UpLevel too. It really changed my life. And so it intrigued me because I knew Sarah, but I didn't know Sarah. When you're meeting someone that you don't really know, and do you wanna dive into like their classwork or whatever, it's nice to have someone else that says, I had a great experience and it helped. So hearing that, I was like, oh, I really think that's something I wanna do. But it didn't work out with my schedule. I told her I definitely would love to do it with you at some point in the future. I was in a space where I wanted to keep growing and learning, and I didn't really know too much about UpLevel. Even the friend that I had talked to, she didn't like tell me really what it was or anything, but I definitely felt drawn to it, like it was something I knew I wanted to do. Sarah's energy is just magnetic, and when I would talk to her, the way that she explains things, she just has like that real life touch to it. Like I could just process it a little bit better.
Before I took UpLevel, I was kind of cynical. I was really negative. I let everything bother me, any situation, no matter if it was fast food order got given to me wrong, somebody cut me off in traffic, my sister said something that really got under my skin. I was miserable. I was negative. I wasn't somebody that people wanted to be around. I drank a lot to kind of numb my feelings, and I got to the point where I was like, this isn't what life is. This isn't the best it's going to get for me. I resisted taking UpLevel for I think I missed the first 3 classes Sarah did, and it was in the back of my head like, you need to do this, you need to do this. I was being called to it. And it was actually Sarah, she messaged me, she's like, hey, I'm gifting you UpLevel, you need to come. I said, okay. She's like, no, seriously, it starts tomorrow, you need to come. And After taking that course, I had already started like dipping my toe into personal development and really conquering what was going on in my mind and in those thoughts, and learning there was life outside of being negative and finding joy in things. But once I started Up Level, I really got to separate my thoughts from my physical being, learning to separate the negative and finding the joy.
Life before Up Level, it was kind of stressful, overwhelming, frustrating. I just felt like I could be living a better life and being a better version of myself. There had to be a way, an easier way. There had to be more to life than what I was living.
Life before Up Level, I had all of these feelings, and I feel like in the back of my head I had this knowledge, but what Up Level brought to me was the understanding and the verbiage of it, the language about it. I could finally express how I was feeling, what I was feeling. So I feel like before it was a lot of really hard to get things out and to explain to people how I was feeling, hard to explain to myself how I was feeling. There was this gut feeling all the time, but it wasn't something that I could quite grasp and talk about.
The first Up Level that I did take was the retreat in person, and I remember being so nervous, but Sarah was so like open, and she just has like that demeanor to help you get relaxed, to just open up and really be yourself. The first retreat, I was a little bit more reserved or closed off, but I still gleaned some very important things that I put into my life and into practice right after that weekend retreat. I started to see little changes, how I was more in control of how my feelings or emotions could be versus just reacting, being less reactive and more a participant, like in my everyday life. Sarah's offered other classes, courses, and whenever it feels right, I jump right in. And then she offered a Up Level. It was an online course. This was much longer. This one was a slightly different experience, but at each time I take Up Level, I glean something different. Even though some of the content is the same, I still grow every time that I experience what she's offering, whether it be Up Level or other classes. It's just magical that we got connected, and I'm grateful for everything. She's helped me see things differently and be more open and be more accepting of myself even, and be more authentically me.
We would go to her, she had her own little studio. There'd be calm music playing. We would get into class and she would immediately start with a meditation. And that allowed me, and I'm sure others, to kind of just forget about the outside world, forget about the things going on, what happened on the drive, allowed us to get in a place to be open to receive the message and calm our body. The meditation, I think, was by far my favorite part of what she did. Like, all of it was great, but her teaching me to bring awareness to the way my toes felt. Like, yes, I could feel my toes in my socks, but I could actually feel my toe in what it was doing and move it individually. And it was like learning to take that sensation, but also feeling the way the breath would fill my lungs, and then I could feel it going into every cell of my body. It was actually a little weird, not knowing like, oh, I've been breathing since the moment I was born, but to actually feel what your breath can do for your entire body. That's almost like how Up Level made me feel. Like, I learned to use my mind and my emotions for the good things outside of all of the bad.
Sarah gave me a lot of gifts through Up Level. She gave me first the gift of being in her energy. I had never experienced the energy that she gives off, and I couldn't get enough of it. Like, I wanted to be in her energy all the time. She gave me a different perspective, a different way of looking at things, kind of the gift of empathy. I don't think I was able to have that. I learned how to be aware. I had so much more awareness of myself, how I was impacting my life, the people in my life, and that was a huge gift. I started to realize all of my time I spend in my head with my thoughts. If I could just let some of that go, I started to see life could be so much better. If I let go of some of those beliefs that I had about myself and about the way things needed to be, and not be attached to outcomes so much. I just started to believe that there is a better way and that I had access to that and that I could do that for myself and start to change my life.
I remember starting with the meditations, and I remember Sarah actively telling us it took me 9 months to learn how to meditate. It took me 9 months to learn how to meditate, and I always remember her, she'd ask it in every class, and I was the first one to answer. And I don't know if it took me that long, but I remember sitting there, laying there, and being like, this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever done. Am I allowed to cuss? And I'm like, this is doing nothing. And I remember one day we're laying there, and I sank into it, and it finally hit, and I was like, oh, this is what she's talking about. So I remember that being really impactful and being like, this is what I'm supposed to get out of this. The connection after that with the other people, because we were all in a safe place to share and learning from each other and what everyone else was going through, and just being in such a safe environment to share and be with people was really comforting and something that I hadn't really experienced before.
And what's life like after up level?
I'm doing up level again right now. Each time that I've done it, I can see the changes, focusing on how I think or the things I say, or thinking relative to I'm not my feelings, I'm just experiencing my feelings. These are things that I'm putting into practice in my everyday life that I've learned through the up-level classes that I've taken with her. And it's this forever journey. And I'm not perfect. There are still days where my kids just tick me off when it's hard to be putting these things into practice. So I don't know if I'll ever get to this place of, I've got it down pat, but I'm just ever working to be my best self. And I appreciate the things that Sarah's taught me so that I can keep growing into that best version of myself. That's something I really value, not just from up level, but from the connection and the teachings that Sarah's done.
Life is really good. I don't honestly remember the last time I was angry. I don't yell. I would look for the argument. I would look for the fight. And now I'm just looking forward to the next thing. I look forward each day to just being in a place of being happy, being calm, being okay with things that happen outside in the world, and just be like, no, I know I'm okay. I know emotionally I'm okay. I'm just happy, I'm content. I'm more at peace than I've ever been, and that's been the long-lasting thing. I do have moments where things arise and I can feel myself getting angry or upset. Then I just kind of recognize, okay, what in this situation is causing me to act this way? And honestly, a lot of my anger came from fear-based, of unknown, of uncertainty. And I've been able to be okay with the uncertainty because I can't control outside forces. I can only control myself. So I think that's the biggest long-lasting thing, is controlling myself, controlling my emotions, and just being at peace.
Life sense, wow. So I've evolved. And I keep evolving, and I keep becoming a better version of myself, and I keep expanding. Before up level, I don't think I was truly happy. And now I'm experiencing gratitude and joy and happiness, and I'm able to hold that. I'm able to offer that to other people, and it's just making life a little bit more magical.
Oh my gosh. So my husband and I did a couples up level, which she only offered a couple times, but anything that she offered at the time, I was like, I'm gonna do it because it helps. So it was really interesting. Kind of like, she did teach us about the love languages, 5 different love languages. I feel like there's communication languages and people communicate so differently. So it was really beneficial for my husband and I to really figure out our different communication languages and what I need when we're doing something, what he needs when we're doing something. And we talk about it all the time, how we're bringing it into our daughter's lives and how we're much better, healthier communicators. We're able to teach her how to communicate with us. It really just 360 our relationship and how well we were able to be together and what we were able to accomplish.
And what would you say to somebody who's thinking about joining Up Level?
I think it's a life changer. Definitely, I would suggest it. She just has a way of explaining things. She's a storyteller, and it just kind of resonates and hits differently. And I really can see it in practice. So I think if she resonates with you, she'll continue to resonate with you. I really enjoy working with Sarah, and I've tried working with a few other mentors, but I haven't ever connected quite to anyone like I do Sarah's work. So I would definitely say if you're on the fence and you're thinking it might be of value to you, make the leap, see what it's all about.
Just do it. Just allow yourself to open up and expose those areas that you keep hidden from people. Allow yourself to be vulnerable with yourself and be vulnerable with Sarah. Sarah has a very unique way of getting you to say things without you even realizing you're saying them. You're like, I've never told anybody that. And I think that's the beautiful thing about Up Level, is learning to take off that mask that you put up for the world and just allow yourself to be who you always wanted to be and who you've always been, but you didn't know how.
You got to do it. Just do it. I actually convinced my daughter-in-law to join and do an up-level class, and she was like, this is the greatest gift you've ever gotten me. Like, thank you so much. And it's so worth it. It's so worth every penny, every moment that you put into it, everything. It's 100% worth it. It is life-changing.
Don't think, just do. It is gonna sound scary. It is worth every penny, every minute, everything that you put into it. You're gonna get 10 times as much back. So even if you just tell yourself, I'm gonna go for the first one and not again, I promise you're gonna go back and you're gonna get so much more out of it than you put in every single time.
Now that you've had a chance to hear about how this course has transformed the lives of those people that I've worked with, I want to invite you to take a look at this course if this is something that speaks to you. I want you to know that the results that these people are experiencing, they're not unique. These are not experiences that only some people can experience. This experience, these results, this transformation, it's available to you too. So if you feel called, click the button below and I'll see you in class.